Welcome to the AFC North Roundtable, a weekly live show featuring top-tier insight and analysis on all things AFC North from the best creators in the division, including Baltimore Ravens creator Sam, Pittsburgh Steelers creator Mark, Cleveland Browns creator Chef Zay, and Cincinnati Bengals creator Zim. Catch the AFC North Roundtable every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on the AFC North Roundtable YouTube channel. It is going to be a good show because Chef Zay has the W forehead out, if you couldn't tell. Chef Zay, his deck is stacked right now. He's ready to talk about the upset of the weekend, one of the wilder finishes in recent memory that was added to a wild Sunday slate. If you watch the witching hour, you had your popcorn all over the floor watching 3 block kicks go down at the exact same time, one of which was in the game against the Packers here. Just an unbelievable game where the Cleveland Browns are down, they're out, doesn't matter. They end up winning it 13-10 against a Green Bay Packers team that many people felt going into week 3 might have been the best team in the NFL. They were off to a hot start. They destroyed the Commanders. They destroyed the Lions, but they could not get past those pesky Cleveland Browns who get their first win of the season. Zim, I got to set the stage and start with you here. Talk to me about the Browns' ability to find a way to not only hold Green Bay to 10, but somehow come back and win a game where they had no business winning it until all of a sudden they did. Zay, you messaged our group chat this morning at what felt like 5 a.m. You said, I can't wait for 6 p.m. Eastern. Well, the time is here. The floor is yours. Let it rip, man. Talk about not only your first victory of the season, but an incredible victory in that Browns getting it done over the Pack.
Well, first off, shout out to the panel, you know what I'm saying, for keeping it a buck. That's one thing I can always rely on my panel and my guys. They going to keep it a buck. And
you just got your voice back?
Yeah, a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I was sick last week, you know what I mean? So I'm back, I'm locked, ready to load. A W cure a lot of things, as you can see, which is why the forehead is out. You know, we don't get too many times where we get to bring the forehead out. So I'm trying not to harp on any of the negatives throughout this week because when you get a win like how you got this past week, it does a lot for not only the defense, but for the entire team. The newfound hope that they have moving forward and knowing that they only need minimal stuff, like Sam said, on the offensive side of the ball. But, man, this damn defense, man, when you think about guys like you replaced, one of the big questions here in Cleveland was, well, how are you going to replace a guy like Dalvin Tomlinson? The impact that Malik Collins has had his first week. I think he was top 3 in all of the rated stats this past week in win rush rate. Mason Graham, 43% win rush rate. That is the average is 9% for a defensive tackle. Carson Schlesinger, been telling people he's our Luke Kuechly Jr. for months now. Dude is everywhere around the ball. Grant Delpit finally having a game where he could put a stamp on it and have not just the interception, but multiple good plays throughout and leading in that certain way. Myles Garrett drawing triple teams and still coming up with sacks. It's just it's nightmare on Elm Street, essentially. If we can get just competent play on offense, and it's smacking you in the face what you need to do, because the guy that's wearing number 10 right now, he's making people forget about the one who wore 24 very, very fast. You think about the thing that he did where he ran over to the sideline and he hyped up the crowd. Like, that's something that we haven't had energy like that since Baker Mayfield and Jarvis Landry. So it's a familiar sight to see, but it's so rare to see it in such a young player and a guy who's a rookie who's really just his second full week being on the team, essentially. So if they can get through this next couple games, I think the leash on Flacco is becoming a little bit shorter as we go. I think Dylan Gabriel, I believe there were a couple reports out where Tommy Reese and them were debating on if they should even go to Dylan Gabriel this past week. So they know it's in the conversation. And I think as long as Joe Flacco can get us 2 more weeks, and we can come back and play Pittsburgh, I'd be comfortable going in and letting Dylan Gabriel go ahead and get the start versus Pittsburgh, because we've seen Coach put this type of like a DTR in the Pittsburgh situation and the Ravens situation. So I'm excited moving forward. This definitely not a 4.5 win team, so y'all better buckle up.
Roundtable Sports Network is your one-stop shop for all things NFL, with daily live shows covering all 8 divisions in the league, hosted by the best content creators on the web. all on one network. Catch the AFC East live every Monday at 7 p.m. and on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. The AFC West Roundtable live Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. The AFC North Roundtable live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. The AFC South Roundtable live Tuesdays at 7 p.m. The NFC East Roundtable live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. The NFC West Roundtable live at 9 p.m. on Tuesday nights. The NFC North Roundtable is at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, and the NFC South Roundtable is live Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST. And of course, fourth and forever, the flagship show of Roundtable Sports Network covering all things NFL at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel. Real coverage, real fans.